Welcome to the travel guide of Santorini. Santorini is the supermodel of the Greek islands, a head-turner whose face is instantly recognizable around the world. Multicolored cliffs soar out of a sea-drowned volcanic crater topped by whitewashed buildings. With its reputation for dazzling panoramas, romantic sunsets, and volcanic sand beaches, it's hardly surprising Santorini features on so many travelers' bucket lists. Santorini's volcanic activity plays a role in many of island's popular activities, from swimming and sunbathing at the molten-dyed beaches such as Kamari Beach, to exploring ancient ruins once buried in ash, ancient acrotiri. Even the flavor of wine here is affected by the island's volcanic terrain, making a trip to one of Santorini's many wineries a must-do activity for foodies. Outdoorsy types will enjoy hiking along the caldera from Fira, where the city of Atlantis was said to have once stood. Whatever you choose to do in Santorini, you can't miss a sunset from Oia or while dining al fresco in Amoudi Bay. Santorini's volcanic history has led to the formation of some of the more unique beaches in the Greek Isles, and Kamari is no exception. Sitting about 4 miles southeast of Fira on the island's east coast, this stretch of black sand is one of the largest in Santorini. The beach is backed by the town of its namesake, a popular resort area where you'll find numerous hotels, restaurants, beachside bars, and shops. On the beach, visitors can take advantage of the available lounge chairs and umbrellas. Travelers enjoyed the clear blue waters of Kamari and suggested planting your feet towards the southern portion of the shore. That's because the views of the imposing Mesavano Hill, where you can find ancient Fira, makes for a picture-perfect Greek beach setting. No matter where you decide to kick back on Kamari Beach, travelers strongly suggest bringing protective footwear. The sand and pebbly terrain can get quite hot with the sun beating down on it, especially after a couple hours, so bring sandals if you're hoping to spend the day on the beach. Some visitors even suggested bringing water shoes, commenting that the underwater terrain at the shore quickly goes from sand to slippery solid rock. The best way to take in Santorini is to walk, and there is no better route than the one from Fira to Oia. This hike is 6 miles one way and passes through 4 towns, including Fira, Ferrostefani, Imrovigli, and Oia. It's important to know that there is no marked trail or pathway for this hike, aside from a couple signs, according to recent travelers, but a matter of following the roads closest to the caldera. Along the way, travelers will find numerous sites worth stopping for, in addition to spectacular ocean views and picturesque towns. One of these is Scaros Rock. Today, this headland is a popular vantage point for watching sunsets, but in yesteryears, it housed a castle that served as the prime meeting place for Christians during the 1800s. There's also numerous churches dotted throughout, including the Blue Dome Street Gerasimos Church, which offers excellent views of the volcano. Once you hit Oia, you'll find Byzantine castle ruins open for exploration. Recent visitors say the best time to start this trek is in the morning, as there is no shade and the afternoon sun may be too much for some. Travelers also said there are rocky elevation changes throughout, so plan to wear sturdy shoes and bring plenty of water. Many reviewers said they completed the hike in 3 hours or less, but also noted completion time all depends on a traveler's level of fitness as well as how often they stop. And with all the photogenic spots along the trail, be prepared to stop a lot. Even though the hike is considered moderate and time-consuming, travelers agree that this is the best way to experience Santorini's natural beauty. It's important to know that since 2013, Red Beach has been on watch for landslides, and vulnerable parts of the beach are sanctioned by rope for visitors not to enter. If you're uncomfortable visiting this attraction, but still want to get an eyeful of red cliffs, visit Amoudi Bay. Located less than a mile southwest of ancient acrotiri, this beach earns its name from its towering red cliffs and dark sand. Travelers say the scenery is stunning. Be sure to bring a camera to take photos of the stark contrast between the brick red cliffs and the aquamarine water. While the water may look tempting to dip your toes in, travelers strongly suggest choosing a different shoreline as the site of your beach day. Some even suggest skipping this spot entirely for a number of reasons. Travelers have said that there is no paved path to get to the beach. Visitors must park at a parking lot nearby, then traverse a rocky pathway to the beach. When conjuring up images of famous wine destinations, one might think of France or Italy, but believe it or not, Santorini is considered a premier wine destination in Europe. That's because the soil in which the wine grows in Santorini, which is partially composed of volcanic sediment, creates an interesting flavor difficult to find elsewhere. Not only that, but here, vines trees are often formed into circles and grown on the ground, instead of propped upright in rows to protect the crop from strong ocean winds. Wineries can be found all over the island, but most are concentrated in central Santorini. Santo Wines in Pyrgos is the largest winery on the island and considered one of the most popular in Santorini. Other choice spots among travelers include Veneziano's winery in Megalochori, about a half-mile south of Santo Wines, and Domaine Sigilas in Oia. Travelers also enjoyed the wine museum Koutsogianopoulos, found in Fira. Located in a cave, the museum showcases Santorini's history as a wine producer and offers visitors a tasting with their ticket. For beautiful views of the caldera, descend the 300 steps from the northern city of Oia to the charming port of Amoudi Bay. Surrounded by striking red cliffs and dotted with whitewashed buildings typical to Santorini, this little village features several quaint tavernas serving up the catch of the day. Aside from digging in the bounty of the sea, visitors can enjoy some swimming here, though the beach is rocky, so you should bring appropriate footwear, especially if you plan on cliff diving, a popular activity in Amoudi Bay. On the small island of St. Nicholas, seen from Amoudi Bay's beach, visitors can climb up stairs from the water onto the small rocky island and jump from a designated point. Travelers admit there isn't a whole lot to do in Amoudi Bay, but the quality of the bay more than makes up for the quantity of activities it offers. Visitors were dazzled by the beauty of Amoudi Bay and said merely dining al fresco was all they needed to soak up the sight. Most strongly suggested to plan a trip in the late afternoon, as a sunset from Amoudi is a sight to behold. Thanks for watching. Please leave your thoughts in comment section and do not forget to subscribe, like, and share.